Winner takes home $200. So best of 3 for $200. Let's see who takes it. To the bottom left-hand side of the map, our red Terran player. It's time. And to the upper right, our blue Zerg player from Dead Pixels. Let's see it, ZvT cheering on Scarlett. So, as we get set up into this, it is a best of 3 again, 3rd place match, as we said before. I'm just going to play this out and see how it ends up, and that's going to be us for the day, basically. So yeah, we're just sort of kind of here with one last match for us today. And then we'll be done. I don't actually have a stream for us tomorrow, unfortunately. I don't have a stream for us tomorrow at all, which is a little bit sad. But there's nothing to cast tomorrow. Like, I don't know. Just nothing on at all. Like, tomorrow, Saturday, there's just absolutely, I can't see anything that's on. Nope. There's Ting on. There's just really nothing, though. Like, really. 1 day and 3 hours? OSC Championship. Oh, Proxy Tempest. Yeah. There's just nothing on tomorrow, to be honest. So, bit of a dull day. So yeah, just yeah, just dull day tomorrow. I actually think I'm going to go down to Leeds tonight and go out with some friends. Bit of a trip, something a little bit fun, a little bit different. Just because it's very rare that I don't have a cast on an evening and no cast on the next day, so kind of sucky, but may as well take advantage of it, I guess. And then we'll be back on Sunday to go for SE2. Monday we've got Leifeng Cup playoffs. Tuesday, probably going to do the sub tournament on Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Douyu Star Masters. Then Thursday, Friday is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday is Challenger League. So there's a whole bunch of stuff coming, and then it's Valencia all of a sudden as well. So pretty crazy. So yeah, just gonna see this Reaper just moving around here from time, having a little bit of a look to see what's going on right from the get-go. Nothing too crazy going on though, just very standard stuff for now. And we are just gonna see that Reaper just trading here on that hatchery. 3 hatches already up for Scarlett at the very start of this game, so nothing really too exciting at all. Playing this gasless style once again, so playing kind of the gasless 3 hatchery sort of play style. Just gonna be seeing this creep tumor coming on down, and again, early on in this game, not really too much to talk about. A couple of Hellions on the way from time, going into Tech Lab as well. I wonder if this is going to be some kind of like Hellion Banshee opening. Looks as though it will be, as the Tech Lab is freed up as the barracks flies away. And yeah, just a couple of Hellions, Reaper, just going to be moving just up towards the upper right hand side. So these are just going to be moving up towards the upper right, and again a few Queens just sort of sat here for Scarlett, just on the edge of the creep. So Queen's just sat here on the edge of the creep. The creep is going to keep on coming down, and again, just going to see Banshee, Cloak, just coming up here from time as well. So Cloak, Banshee play continue to come out. We're going to see a couple of Hellions from time also coming up towards this upper right side. So again, just everything joined together, getting ready to go for this Banshee base opening, but nice Queen movement. Doesn't quite get a Reaper though, so no reward just yet, but does push them units back so she can continue to spread her creep here out onto the map. Cloak for that Banshee again. Coming to be about halfway done. The first Banshee about to pop as we see actually the factory going to lift off that reactor, build another reactor in a moment, and probably just setting up so that a couple of barracks can come down here and here, get ready to go into those reactors in the near future. This first Banshee comes out. Scarlett right now just going into a fairly fast lair with Bane and Nest as well as double Evo Chamber. We'll see what sort of play style she wants to play. Now, obviously, we've seen a lot of ZvTs out of Scarlett in this tournament. We've seen her play all sorts of varieties of play styles like Roach Ravager, Ling Bane Muta. We've seen a lot of different ways to play, so I'm intrigued to see how this goes once again. As again, that Cloak Banshee just going to continue to come on up here and continue to set up. Hellions going to move forwards, and well, not losing any of them just yet. We don't see an armory, so there's not going to be any kind of Hellbite attack. We're mostly just reliant on kind of the Banshees to get damage done, but Banshee has Cloaks. Poor Call about to finish. I mean, really not going to be too much damage done at all. Was that Transfused? Was that only one drone killed so far? Wow. Transfusing the drones, keeping them alive, and it's actually going to force the Banshee into the natural where another Spore's waiting for a Queen as well, but a bit of an awkward position where the Spore only covers the right-hand side of this base for now, so I'm going to see Banshee coming in, just picking off a couple more drones. Actually, in the end, Banshee getting 4 kills. Second Banshee again will be on the way to try and get a little bit more done here. Spire going to come down. And we see +1/+1 melee upgrades coming into play as well for Scarlett. So +1 melee upgrades coming into play, and again, time just continue to work his way through the Evo chambers. And obviously not the best use of Banshee, but just didn't find himself the opportunity to reposition it on something else. As we're going to have this second Banshee coming in again, just continue to try to get damage done. These few Hellions from earlier not being put to much use just yet, just holding a bit of map control. As we see again, just going up to 5 racks in total. Factory with a react on it as well, meaning that he wants to go to win a mind player against this incoming Ling Bane meter style, which I believe Time should have a pretty good idea about now, as he is the Bane Nest. Doesn't see the where even is the Spire? Even I can't see the Spire, and I've got all the vision there. Doesn't see the Spire yet, but might just be feeling it. Sees the note Roach Roaring, which is probably one of the biggest tiles, so this is probably going to be Ling Bane meter rather than Roach Ravager. Those Hellions just joined up together with these couple of Banshees again. A few Marines coming out towards the center too, so a few Marines just joining up. And yeah, these couple of Medivacs are just going to be joining up with the rest of the army in a couple of moments as well. So you'll see a few Queens and Balins just from Scarlett just joined up together. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like, Time has an army which is kind of a little bit scary, honestly. I mean, Stim, no 1/1, which is the only kind of scared, not, you know, the only thing about this army which isn't so great. But he's got Hellbats now, Stim, Marines. What's Scarlett got ready? She's got a few Baners. They do have speed, so that'll definitely help her out in this. We're just going to be seeing the a little bit of creep being cleaned out, so Time with a little bit of an attack coming forward. So you're going to start pushing, but I mean, with the Baners, the Queen's able to transfuse, I don't think it's going to go very well. The Bane connections are pretty good as well, and that means that actually Scarlett's going to clean this up very easily. So right from the get-go, Scarlett able to start pushing this back, really putting herself into a good position at the start of game number 1 of this third place match of the Douyu Star Masters Monthly Finals. And we're just going to be seeing that Reaper just, those couple of Marines just being pushed back down towards the bottom left-hand side. As we see a couple of Widowmines going to be loaded up as well. They're going to head out onto the map now. And yeah, just first few mutants coming in as well. So again, Scarlett back to this Mutilating Bane playstyle has been, again, mixing it up a lot between the different ways of playing on the different maps as well. And we've seen a bit of both on this map. We've seen a bit of Roach Ravager, we've seen a bit of Ling Bane Muta. So just changing things up, being very unpredictable. And again, always keeping the Terran player guessing as to what he has to play against, what sort of composition is going to be best for him. Oh wow, Scarlett doesn't have Ling speed right now. Well, that's just a huge mistake. That's something she definitely just has not remembered to get, because 8 minutes in this game, yeah, especially with the way she's playing, she should have Ling speed by now. You know, when she's playing Ling Bane Muta, that's something she should just have. So the lack of a Ling speed is huge, and that's just because she went for Gas open and just didn't realize, and the slow Lings are running on in. The slow Lings running in to try and clean up this drop, but they don't get the surround that they usually would. This is a huge mistake by Scar. It's going to give Time a lot of opportunity here. I mean, even the Badens are faster than the Zerglings right now, as we see the Lings trying to come in again, but they just can't get there fast enough. Wow, slow Lings, not the best way to play things out, as we're going to see this hatchery going to be falling here. Lings, well, they're going to try and protect it again. The Mutas are wanting to come in too. 4th base will survive, but just about, and there's reinforcements coming across. Now 2-2 about to finish for Scarlett, so she will have an upgrade lead going into this, but still no Ling speed for another 10 seconds. As this push starts to come in towards the 4th, but Bane is already starting to connect. Obviously the Ling speed doesn't affect the Banes, and they still connect pretty well here. As we see the scan stemming forwards and still just moving to try to see what else can be done here. Lings continue to go down, and there's going to be seeing one more Balin just trying to connect Scarlett with the Mutas and Lings to try and clean this up, trying to push this back, and she's just about going to make it happen as the last few Marines do go down. Scarlett is going to take a 30 supply lead off the back of this fight with a big amount of money in the bank to spend as well. 5th base also up. Things looking very good for her right now at the start of game 1, at the start of this series. 4 being added in, which I like. I mean, it's a good way to help fight against the Mutalists and to weaken them a little bit, soften them up. As you see, a few more Balins also coming into play. A few changes over here. That always gets me on the minimap. I'm looking at the minimap and I'm like, whoa, what's the drop? What's this drop doing? Is it going to do anything? It's like, oh, it's just changelings. So, a bit of a surprise as we see this attack from time just gotten set up, ready to go once again. Muse will pick off a couple of medevacs. Really nice snipe there by Scarlett. Coming in at kind of a really nice kind of timing. Really nice location. Picks off the medevacs and then just gets away. No damage taken, but plenty damage done. And as we're going to have at the same time again, there's Lingbane just going to be moving over to the left-hand side. You're going to see Muse taking a little bit of damage. She flies over those Marines for a couple of moments. Has to be a little bit careful about that. As again, you're just going to see those changelings just sat nearby. Again, the Lingbane just backing off and has to sort of think about how exactly going to come in and fight this in the next few moments. And, well, Marines just keep on moving forwards as well. We're going to see a little bit of damage being done. 4 hits into the center of those Mutalisks, and well, still a push just coming through the left-hand, through the center of the map. Big Link counterattack by Scarlett, who's once again, well, I mean, this is kind of one of the things that a lot of people have agreed on lately, that the way to play Lingbane Muta in the current metagame is to actually play the kind of heavy counterattack style. And that's exactly what Scarlett does here. Straight into the third base, and immediately was going to force quite a big reaction from her opponent, because what can time do? Reinforcements aren't going to cut it. I mean, SCV has been pulled away, third base has to lift. Very frustrating moment for him. He has to continue focusing on this fight at the front right now. These Baners, these Zerglings are running on forwards. And well, Scarlett cleans out a lot of this. Muse still in the sky, but they're taking a lot of damage, and so the Muse will go down. Scarlett's actually gonna maybe she's actually overcommitted to this run by, maybe there's just too many Zerglings here. As we're gonna see them run across the map and try and come and clean this up. But I mean, if she'd only had half them doing that counterattack, she probably would have done just as much damage, and she probably would have held on at home. Now she has to pull these Lings back. You'll see she has way more than enough to actually clean this up without any issue. But the Muse have already gone down, so she's already lost maybe a lot more than she really needed to. As we're going to just see these medevacs just going to be kind of backing away here towards the end. A couple of Wooden Mines getting cleaned up at the back end of this as well. One last Wooden Mine in towards that fifth base. Fourth base did go down, but she can rebuild that, and she does have this base to mine from in the meantime, if she does need that extra mineral patches to mine from. As this army just collecting together once again out of time. Coming up through the center of the map once more, looking to kind of set up in this game and kind of get himself into just a little bit of a better position. As we're going to see the Wooden Mines here, with the 4s, the Marines, and Marauders. Still a scary army, out of time. He lost a lot of workers. He's on only 46 workers, moving his main base to the 4th now. It's a scary army though still, and that's the thing. He is, especially with 3-3 about to finish, he's got a lot of potential to actually just come in here and fight against Scarlett. But again, another little, this time not a run by, but the Muse just flying by and coming in, canceling the turret on the 4th base, a couple of Marines, and again it's a distraction. It keeps it keeps time busy. So this is going pretty well for Scarlett to say, but again, a very scary army, and she has to find the right engagement to take this down. Going to need some good Baneling connections. She has a lot of Lings still, and a lot of Banes too. Ultra Cavern on the way, so she's getting into that late game. Can she survive until then? Well, I definitely think she can. I mean, the Ultra Cavern's going to finish soon. The Infest is on the way out, so by the time this army actually hits, there's not going to be Ultras, but there will be fungal growths, and that can actually make quite the difference here as we see this army pushing through the center still. Muse again just picking off another couple of workers. Another couple of workers going down, and still just seeing this group of Mutalisks just backing around, moving around the bases, looking to see what's up, looking to see what is happening. As units just split up a little bit here. The Lingbane, a bunch more Banes coming in to kind of join that Lingbane. Adrenal Gland's about to finish too. Can Scarlett fight this? She doesn't have 3-3, so she's down a set of upgrades. But can she clean out this army? Again, another counterattack. I love this. Again, continuing with the counterattacks, it keeps time distracted. It stops him, slows him from taking this fight. And of course, we see Scarlett wants to wait. She wants to get Infestors in position. She wants to get maybe a little bit closer to Ultralisks. And here we go. Maybe, perhaps. Yes, it is. The Lingbane starts to move on forwards. The Infestors there to back things up as well. There's a 4 going to go down very quickly. A fungal on the Medevacs. Doesn't get much more than just a fungal, though. And we're going to see these feelings again just around the 4th base. Now down to only 32 workers. Time is now or never with this army. Before 3-3 hits, this is his best possible opportunity to take a fight. But nice Infested Terran is going to try and bait a Widow Mine shot there to begin with. Doesn't quite work out. You see the Muse actually flying forwards. They're going to start falling. But Scarlett just has this army here, which I feel in a second or two is about to run on in. She's just waiting for 3-3 upgrades. She knows those are about to finish. She's not going to go for this too quickly. She's just waiting and waiting And we're going to see, here we go, the Ling Bing going to start running in, and this is going to be it for Scarlett. Can she clean this army up? I think she can. There's just so much bio, so much Zerg bio. There's just so much Zerg compared to the bio, and so we will see time being pushed all the way back. And I mean, there's so little left over here. There's a 4, a couple of, well, a Marauder, a few Marines. This kind of attack of Lings across the map now. Finally, Scarlett not just counter attacking, but going for a major attack across the map, and that is going to be game number 1, going the way of Scarlett here in this best of 3 GG. Alright guys, again, this is what's going to happen here in game number 2. To the bottom right hand side, down a game, our Chinese Terran player in the red is going to be Time. And to the upper left, the pink Zerg player from Dead Pixels is going to be Scarlett. Let me hear it, guys, if you are cheering on either of these players, if you're cheering on Scarlett or Time, if you want to see either of them winning and taking home that $200 for the 3rd place prize here today in the Douyu Masters monthly finals. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in, checking out the stream. Appreciate all you guys checking us out. We had a lot of follows today, so I believe we're going to be over 9.8k now. We're closing in on that 10,000. We're closing on in. It's pretty exciting. It is pretty exciting. Pretty cool, actually, as well. As we do just see a hatch gas being taken here by Scarlett at the start of the game. You'll see a barracks just on the way up from Time. And I'm just getting set, getting ready to go into this in the very early stages. So nothing too crazy to start us off in the first minute and a half. No surprises just yet. As we see Reaper being added. So Reaper gets added, and we're just going to be seeing an orbital command on the way up in the main base. No shock, horror, or anything like that just yet. Of course, guys, if you do enjoy the stream, again, subscribing, donating, Patreon pages, links for all of those below the stream. Do check them out if you're enjoying and want to support further into the future. As we... Again, it's a bit of a weird week because I just came back from Home Story Cup and trying to get things organised, trying to get stuff planned. There's a lot of stuff sort of going on before DreamHack Valencia. And that is generally what we're going to be, I'm going to be at DreamHack Valencia, so I'll be gone those few days again. But before then, we're going to have, so tomorrow's a bit of a free day, but then we're going to have Go for SE2 on Sunday, we'll have probably a ladder stream Sunday night, Leifeng Cup playoffs on Monday, probably the subscriber tournament on Tuesday, we're probably going to do Douyu Masters on Wednesday and Thursday, and I believe we might also have SE2 ITL on one of those days as well. So we're getting that set up. Also then we'll have WCS Challenge League on Friday and Saturday. Sunday will be Go for SE2 once again. And then on Monday we don't have anything scheduled just yet. Maybe some Leifeng Cup. But on Tuesday we'll have the Go for SE2 monthly finals. So that is the plan. That's what's going to be happening, and then we go to DreamHack Valencia, we come back in those WCS qualifiers to help us close out July here in the world of StarCraft. So that's what's going on. Busy next few days. I mean, not busy tomorrow, but tomorrow kind of a day off sort of thing, but after that, going to be busy, 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 as we do just see. And then speed about kicking. Scarlett for a lot of links. She keeps doing this on this map. She always makes a whole bunch of Zerglings and tries to attack with them, and so we'll see how effective this will be here against Time. Second game of the series again, in case you guys didn't hear me say that already. Just going to be seeing Depot come down. And yeah, just a couple of Depots coming down here, as we can see those Lings. Just going to run up this ramp and go and surround this here. We're going to see, well, that Widow Mine is certainly a few Zerglings there, not as many as we've seen Widow Miners getting against Scarlett earlier on this map when she's gone through this little bit of a Ling run by. The bunker though will survive, a little bit of repairing. I mean, a couple of SCVs going to go down, that's what, 4 workers killed, so not bad for these Zerglings, and again, just keeps the Terran player busy, keeps the Terran player kind of a little bit afraid of maybe another kind of attack coming in, and maybe just scares him from moving out a little bit as well. And we're just going to be seeing the tank just going to be finishing up in a couple of moments. So tank just going to be finishing up in a couple of moments at a time, and we're just going to see some more Marines continuing to pop out here as we do see the first medevac from Time. They're moving across the map, so aggression is about to come into play as Time gets ready to come up here. We're going to see a few Zerglings just starting to pop out. Scarlett with this Queenling defense. We've seen it multiple times today. The Queenling defense trying to team these kind of medevac, this medevac aggression around, kind of keep it away. We're going to be seeing the third hatch just starting to take a little bit more damage here. I mean, just not enough Zerglings out just yet. Because again, that would have mind just on the edge of this creep here. So a little bit of a scary position to fight into. Nice little inject coming down, keeping that hatchery as being useful as that would have mind. Ooh, gets a few Zerglings, not too many. 9 is still a pretty good number. I actually think he got a few before because it's the same Widowmine, right? So got a few Lings, not too many there, as we'll see time just falling back, relocating a bit. Sport Crawler will come into position. That Widowmine will now fall. At the same time, though, tank is over to the left-hand side of the natural. And Scarlett, being a bit distracted throughout this game so far, has not taken those rocks down. And so it'll be very difficult to deal with those with this tank play for now. Although this medevac going to go down, which means the tank is going to be left on its own. And these Lings, well, they were running around the side, but now they've got to come back to deal with this medevac over here. So Scarlett's kind of a little bit here and there. She'll send a few Lings to actually come in, and she will actually be able to deal with this siege tank in the end. And she will send some more units out over here, but she's going to lose the third base time. This aggression in the early stages of this game has worked out pretty well for him. Going to pick off the hatchery, and well, that's definitely a big bonus right from the get-go. As we see these Zerglings from Scarlett still just looking around, looking to see what's happening and what might be going on next. As we see the Zerglings just coming in, joining up, and just going to be seeing them starting to take down those rocks before any further kind of tank pushes can come in up the left-hand side of the map. Beta Nest, Lair, and the 1-1 melee upgrades once again. So we're back into, again, Ling being mid-play here against Time. Again, nice to see kind of, again, I always feel as though I see this a lot in Legacy of the Void, but it's very true that TvZ was always my favourite matchup for a long time, but the only thing it was really lacking was a lot of variety. Nowadays, there's so much variety in the matchup, different compositions the Zerg can use throughout the game, Terran can use. It's definitely one of the matchups I feel has definitely benefited, maybe the most even, from Legacy of the Void. Because it's still just, it hasn't gotten any worse, but it's gotten so much better as we see Zerglings just going to keep on trading here, and actually it's going to be a pretty good trade for Scarlett as these few Marines do lift up into the medevac. We're just going to be seeing Marines just having a little bit of a look to see what they can do, and just trying to clean out these Zerglings against Scarlett with these kind of heavy Zergling numbers, just trying to make something happen. Not happening just yet though, so I'm just going to be seeing the Marines pushing those Zerglings back. And we are going to be seeing the third hatchery as well, just going to be finishing up here in the next couple of moments. Fourth hatch gets started as well as a macro hatchery. And there's the Spire +2 Baneless speed on the way. Everything we'd expect to see at this sort of point of the game. Just missing +2 Carapace, which is going to start up right now. So there we go. +2 Carapace starts on up, and well, Time gets ready to go aggressive himself. He's about to hit his 1-1 upgrade, so it's a pretty good timing for him to try and be aggressive, clean up some creep spread, and see if he can push to get anything further done. We see him with Combat Shields about to finish up very soon as well. Doesn't have that scary of an army though, just a few Marines. I mean, Baneless without Baneless speed, I guess, are not going to have the best time splitting this up, so I guess Scott will back away and only fight when it kind of extends forwards a little bit, or right now, it's a so-so trade on either side. I mean, nothing really too major. Scott will have more reinforcements to clean out the rest of this, and Time will keep on pushing. I mean, this game is definitely looking to be in Time's favour, though. He's actually up 20 supply from his aggression earlier throughout the game. I'm just going to be seeing the Marines just continue to clean out Zerglings, and actually Time making a lot more progress with this drop than I thought he would. And he's actually going to come in here, and he's just got a few more Banes to split away from, and he does split very well against those Banelings, really minimizing the damage. A few more Lings coming in. Does he have the Marines to keep fighting? No, not quite. Widowmine on the high ground will give him a position to kind of fall back to, though, and to reinforce, to. So, I see a couple of overseers just edging forwards, and it's obviously something Time will try and maybe pick off one or two of. You can get rid of those overseers. No detection for the Widowmines, which can be a little bit of a pain, a little bit of annoyance for the Zerg, as we see a couple of drones going down. Still attacking in this position. Widowmine gets an okay sort of shot. He's going to retreat back up here. Scar's going to hit the Widowmine. For only 4 Zerglings or so going down, though, in the end. As we see more Lings, more Marines, more everything from both players just continue to come out. The first Muta's about to hit the field as well. And as these Mutas hit the field, help to kind of push those medevacs back, but Scarlett's still trailing here by about 20 supply. Running in with the Ling Vein once more, looking to try and clean up as many of these Marines as possible. And well, we do just see the Zerglings not quite enough, and actually Time is once again going to hold this position. A couple of Mutas just went down too. Actually, only 1 Muta went down, but will push the Mutas back, and well, just continue to push forward. Only 3 Banelings. If he can get rid of these Banelings, it's going to be pretty good for him. He splits pretty well, still gets some big connections though to Scarlett. As we see, the Mutas will actually in the end clean this up with some normal Zerglings. A couple of Liberators come into play. Shouldn't siege up, should probably stay on siege to fight the Mutalisks. As we're going to be seeing, Scarlett still just struggling along here. Now, for a little while, she will have them 2-2 upgrades against just the +1/+1 of time. And those upgrades might keep her in the game for a little while longer, despite the slight supply disadvantage. So, Scarlett is not out of this just yet. It doesn't look pretty. Her creep spread is very limited through the center of the map, but it's not over just yet. It's not in a great position by any stretch of the imagination. It's not over, it's not going to be very easy, but there's still a little bit of potential here, and especially if she takes a couple of good fights while she has 2-2 against just the 1-1 Terran, maybe a couple of good Balin hits. What is to kind of turn, Tony's supply turns around pretty quickly when you've got upgrades and maybe the potential to hit a good Balin hit. So, of course, at the same time, she has to avoid good mine hits, has to avoid the Liberis splashing too much onto the Mutalisks. As time sims forwards once again, looking for this fight, we're going to see Queen taking a little bit of damage. Here we go, the Ling Bane comes forwards, the Widowmines not going to connect on too much just yet, right from the get-go. As we see, Fuse just being left over here, Widowmines going off again, not on too much. There's a little bit more Ling Bane students forwards, and does Scarlett have enough to push this back? The Marines in the back are getting lower and lower, and actually Scarlett is going to clean this up, and we will see time being pushed away. Scarlett will find a way to stabilize for a few moments here, and get herself a few moments to just sort of recover, and to kind of fight against this Liberator. Turn around, though, one Liberator for another couple of Mutalisks. And we do just see more Lings coming out as Scarlett goes across the map. Not enough Lings just yet to fight against these Marines, so just have to be a little bit cautious as those Liberators join up. And again, Scarlett just continuing to head back home. No 4th base still, that's something she's going to have to try and establish over the next few minutes here, whether she takes to the right-hand side, which she will actually right there. And it's an interesting map because you can take, well, the Terran will probably take this forward 4th base. In fact, there's the main base already floating over there. But the Zerg can also take the left-hand side 4th base if they'd like to as well. It depends on kind of the pacing of the game, and I mean, sometimes we see the Zerg taking both these bases at the same time and just, and just kind of rolling with whichever one doesn't get killed off by the Terran's drops, etc. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see the base coming down to the left now. Excuse me. We'll see the base coming down to the left now as the base to the right did get killed off. Rurikhan has risen a little bit, but still has to be careful of those Liberators. Does not take a lot to splash down all of those Mutalisks, because we see, wow, SCV farm as Scarlett picks up a lot of worker kills right there. The natural command center moving over to this base to the left hand side, and so right now it's all about for Scarlett. It's all about trying to deny these extra bases as time isn't actually expanding. He's just relocating his bases, so he has fresh bases to mine from, but it's only orbitals, which are very engageable. Usually we see planetary fortresses on the outer bases of a Terran play, but if they're not planetaries, they're definitely something that Scarlett can fight against, and so that's something we'll see. They're also going to be very prone to run-bys as well, which is obviously something we've seen a lot from Scarlett so far, and so that's something we'll keep an eye for. But Scarlett once again going to lose the 4th base, and so it does become important for her to try and deny one of these 2 bases over here, otherwise things aren't going to be pretty if she doesn't, as we see these Lings going to start streaming in, and they're going to start taking down this base towards the front. And that's just going to be these Zerglings continue to pick off a lot more SCVs again, and so Tiny is taking a lot of damage. He's down to 36 workers against 60. Scarlett down in army supply, but can she get the Bane connections to keep it in this for a little while longer? They're pretty good Bane connections. Time had a pretty good split, but it just wasn't quite good enough. Losing some medifacts towards the front of the Mutalisks as well. This orbital command is about to burn down. Oh my god, this orbital's going to burn down. We have, what, 2 orbitals left then? If this doesn't get repaired, it's not going to. Orbital burns down. Big play by Scarlett. Loses her natural expansion in the meantime, though, so both players trading blows. Scarlett's taking the supply lead here, as we see her running on here with these Zerglings once again, and it'll be Time who's forced to lift back away. Widowmines, though, are going to get some good connections. There's so many Zerglings that just went down. The Widowmines fall, but so many Zerglings to trade for those. As we see now, more Zerglings coming out. The Mutas as well, joining up, just trying to clean up these straggling units of the Terran player. Scarlett comes on in, continues to try and fight against these Marines. As we're going to see the Mutas just backing off once more in towards the natural. More Lings on the way up, and this game has taken a turn for the crazy. In the last couple of moments, we see now just 2 orbital commands against 3 hatcheries, and Scarlett leads in supply 14 minutes into this game. Mutalisks again looking to see if they can get anything done. Towards the frontier, we're going to see a little bit of a stim in towards this right-hand side base. This hatchery going to start taking some damage once again. Another Mutalisk goes down. And again, these Marines continue to try and fight. Overseer gets taken down pretty quickly as well. And we're going to see this hatchery is going, it's going, it's gone. And so Scarlett now limited herself to 2 bases. A little bit of a link counterattack is doing okay, picking off another few workers. Still a 25 worker lead for Scarlett in this, and well, she's got so much gas in the bank, just not enough minerals. I imagine the main base mineral line is gone, yep, and the third base isn't looking too healthy. So oversaturated here, should be long distance line than natural perhaps. We're actually going to see time though, going to get surrounded a little bit. Scarlett comes in from a couple of angles, and we're going to see her clean up a few of the medevacs. The Zerglin's still having a pretty good time as well. 2 medevacs fall, the third medevac gets low, goes down as well. 1 full medevac gets away here. Scarlett still maintains a 20 supply lead. Another Widowmine to the right side falls. And these units in the center are looking as though they're in a bit of trouble. Bane and connection on a few of these Marines. Marines are still being chased backwards here in this game. And time is pulling all the way back to his bases. Scarlett has momentum on her side. Can she make something with this? Time actually has quite a lot of Marines back over here. And then Widowmine hit to start it off. Probably means that Scarlett can't do too much more over here. Time also has that +3 attack over his opponent, and so the +3 attack advantage is a big one. It's going to be something which will definitely change these fights a little bit, and something which Scarlett will probably not want to be fighting into too much. As we're going to see her try and fight once again here. The Marine count is pretty good though. The single Baning got targeted down, and immediately actually Scarlett realizes this is not going to work. Has to fall back, as we see 4th base on the way for Scarlett to the right hand side. We see a few drones. They're just going to move on over there to try and long distance mine again. Being oversaturated on this base means, you know, gives Scarlett absolutely nothing. Might even be worth sending a few drones over here to long distance mine. Sounds crazy, but I mean even just a few more over here, because that's not going to be fully saturated. So Scarlett's doing the right things. Very tense, sort of scrappy game right now. 89 supply to 72, 16 minutes in. As we're just going to be seeing time continue to play together. Mirrors are now across the map. They're trying to pick off units. Marines jumping into this bunker from earlier in the game is now going to save a couple of those Marines. Keep them alive for a bit longer. Scarlett down 20 army supply again. But we've seen her come back from worse in this game already. Although that was when she had the upgrade advantage. So, can she do it again? Can she make something happen here? Can she get the Bane hits? Can she micro well enough to put herself into a 2-0 win over time in what has been an absolutely ridiculous game number 2 so far. Here we go, the Ling Bane comes in again. Good Bane hits to start. The Widowmines, oh, huge Widowmine onto the Baners at the back there, and that's going to clean out so much. There's one Widowmine right here, has 17 kills on it. Widowmines have been connected throughout this game and been getting a lot of damage done. Mures are still across the map harassing. Just a few more SCVs going down. Every SCV counts right now. 20 to 55. The economy is in shatters for time. He's barely mining at all. He's got absolutely no gas income. That being said, he's got 800 gas in the bank, so it's not too much of an issue. Turret at the third base is going to come up in time to deflect these mutalisks just about. Scarlett loses another mutalist as well there to that turret, so another little bit of a loss. Scarlett still has so much income over her opponent, but does that matter right now? Is that going to make the difference here? As we see the Mirrors coming back in, trying to deny this turret coming up on the 4th base. Marines have to turn around again, buying Scarlett time, but the medevacs up here have picked off the 4th base again. Scarlett, she is running out of mining right here. She's still long distance mining on the natural expansion, because that's some of the only income she can get. And so the worker lead is starting to not really mean very much, because she just doesn't have enough base. She doesn't have enough bases to actually mine from and to make, take advantage of this with. I was just going to be seeing this Ling Bane still sat up to the top right hand side. A few Marines coming in from time here. Here's this army, and well, army supplies have evened out somewhat. Scarlett going for some infestors. They are not going to have fungal growth straight away. If she can just get a couple of fungals going down, this could change so much. As we're going to be seeing this couple of infestors. Well, going to have fungals very soon. Time is going to have to free split as best he can. He needs to get the best engagement he can. Widowmine's going to start moving forwards, just setting up a position on top of this high ground. We're going to see a few Marines start to sim forwards. Widowmine going to help and try to pick up a bit or two, but they get out of range just in time. Here we go, Scarlett going to start attacking on in. The infestors don't land any fungals at all. The infestors aren't doing anything. There's some infested terrors to try and help out, but a little bit late to the party. And of course, time not going to fight free. He's just going to back away. No problem. But Scarlett does still chase away as well. Going to catch one more Marine towards the end, or could have, but decides to turn away. I guess more reinforcements coming in means it wouldn't have been worthwhile. As we're just going to be seeing Scarlett burrow about to finish. We're going to see a few units come to the left hand side. She's now long distance mining this 4th base as well. It's not pretty, but it's what she has to do to try and stay in this now. Loses a few more Zerglings there, though. Again, her economy is not looking good because she's got the work camp, but she doesn't have the base to mine from. Infestors don't have energy. There's one fungal growth. It's a good one. How many more fungals is there? 1 or 2? I think there's one more available here. There's one about to be... there's one more available, and then that's it for another 20 seconds or so. As we're going to see Time just continue to push forwards. There's that one last fungal for now. I think there might be another one coming up in a few seconds. It's hard to see. It's coming soon, but not there just yet. 10 more energy to go. These Marines continue to push on forwards, and Scarlett now dropping heavily, and supplies getting lower and lower and lower. And these drones, Queens, and Vestas gonna try and do what they can to just try and hold on towards the very end. It's been a scrappy game, but in the end it looks as though our Terran player Time might very well just be able to force us into a game number 3. Nice fungal at the very end, but there's only drones to help past the fungal groves. There's the GG. Time takes it 2 in 20 minutes. And he takes game 2, and it's going to be tied up 1 game apiece in this best of 3 series. Let's introduce our players. The bottom left hand side of the map, our red Terran player. Let's hear it if you're cheering on X Team's Time. And I want to see you guys go a little bit crazy in the chat, because it's your last time to spam for this player today, as it's going to be the last game of the day. The pink Zerg player to the bottom right hand side from Dead Pixels. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Scarlett. As we're tied up 1 game apiece here in this best of 3. So, 3rd game of the series. As we have a little bit of chatter from both players at the start, being nice to each other. Nice and kind. I'm just going to be seeing a hatchcast pool coming up from Scarlett. So, very standard start up here in the very start of this game. You're going to see a Reaper popping out in a moment or two. As well, very standard things to kick things off in the next couple of moments. What's up, everyone in the chat? How are we all doing? Hope we're all doing good, enjoying the game still. This is again going to be our last game of the day, but it's been a nice stream. It looked as though it was going to be a bit short, but we managed to kind of stretch it out a bit, and we had some longer games as well, which definitely helped us out. So, going to be a little bit nicer in the end. Hey everybody, we played 3 games TVP some days ago. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Your advice was good. You can beat Terran now. Nice. And I hope I don't beat you on the ladder, because I'm so lost in TVP myself. I'm so bad at it. I really am. It's crazy. As we just set up into this 3rd and final game again, Time versus Scarlett. This is the 3rd place match as we set up into this now. Just going into game 3. Winner of this takes $200. So just getting ready to go. Seeing what's going to be happening. Some hype coming into the chat now. There we go. There's some hype coming in. Lots of hype coming in. Alright, Daywalker, Bob, 1088. Which is the winner of this guy? The winner of this match gets $200 for 3rd place. These guys still just chatting away in the kind of start of the game, and that's kind of what we're doing too, just because there's not really too much interesting going on. Pneumatize Carapace. You know, just very standard stuff so far. Pneumatize Carapace to scout, basically. Scarlett keeps doing this on Frost, actually. We haven't seen her get Pneumatize Carapace on any other map today other than Frost. Actually, she might have gotten it early on Frozen Temple, I remember. Maybe she does. But either way, I feel as though Frost are going to have to get it on as well, just in case it's cross spawns. You make sure you can still get that scouting and so on in the early stages of the game. Again, Overlord just having a little bit of a look around, and I mean, straight away he sees the kind of reactor racks, factory tech lab, and the starport, which is obviously fairly standard, and now she sort of knows what to expect in the near future. Probably some kind of Widow Mine drop into kind of a tank-based follow-up. So Scarlett sort of knows what's going on here, which is of course fantastic. And again, just a few Zerglings backing away here. 3rd hatchery on the way up for Scarlett now as well. So 3rd hatchery is on the way up, and well, yeah, not too much else to talk about. A couple extra gases coming down. We're going to see the Rotron coming in. Okay, so there's something to talk about, because that's going to mean that this is going to be a bit different to what we've seen from Scarlett throughout this series so far. Now, we have seen Scarlett play a lot of TVZ the last couple of days, as I've been mentioning, and we have seen her play a lot of Roach Ravager and Festa. So obviously here on Frost feels as though that this is the place that she wants to go for against Time. She won against Gumiho going with this on Frost, so Let's see what happens. It is horizontal spawns as well, which I mentioned in an earlier series. Generally tends to be the most, the most favorable positions for Terran in the TVZ. As you know, it's when you talk about pushing, you can come in towards the center, take this watchtower, and then push across very easily. And it's very difficult for the Zerg to flank you because they got to go around a long way to actually get in position to flank. So it can be very difficult to deal with. So it's pretty nice here. As we're going to see, actually, Time doing a lot of damage onto this hatchery again. The Widow Mine. It's a lot of lings and doesn't get any friendly fire either because it's a nice pickup time by Time. He picks up in plenty of time to get away without taking damage on the Marines. God damn it. I keep saying Time. It's his name. It's bugging me. It's in my head. As we're going to see, the tank is going to be unloaded. We're just going to be seeing the tank unloading, just going to be getting ready to kind of harass you. I mean, Scarlett's expecting this. Is very standard follow-up from this kind of Widow Mine drop early. Hatchery is on very low health, so it's very important she tries to protect this here. Any damage done at all could definitely kind of be the end of this hatchery, which would of course be devastating. Losing the third base so early in the game. We're going to see taking a little bit of a shot here. Now, there is a few queens with transfuse, so you got to remember that as well. Them transfusing queens queens with transfuse can keep the hatchery alive for a little while longer. I'm just going to be seeing the Marines coming forwards here out of time, and again, just trying to trade with a couple of queens here or there. Gonna see that medevac just overhead, and just gonna see a Widow Mine dropping down, and just gonna Reaper Grenade dropping down. Not really too much being done though. As we see the Queens again coming in, and this Ravager is gonna be a couple of Ravagers just gonna be dropped. Oh, Biles actually hit the medevac, and that's gonna go down. That tank has to be lifted and evacuated as well. Oh, that's a pretty good cleanup by Scarlett. And Biles hitting the medevac, didn't expect that to come in, and that actually cleans out a lot of this. So Scarlett cleans on up behind this time with the third command center. He's got extra barracks coming on into play as well. I'm just going to be seeing his 1-1 missile upgrades are just coming up to being about halfway done. We're going to see these Zerglings over here. Just going to have to back off a little bit as well. So they'll just back off a little bit. That Sport Crawler going to reposition just behind this mineral line. We're just going to be seeing this siege tank from Time just sort of setting up, and just going to see it push away. Cross spell coming down again. We're going to see Gala Reconstitution from Scarlett once again starting on up. And just continue to come up here as we see the Infestation Pit being added on. Creep Tumors spreading. And Scarlett comfortably on 3 bases now. I'm still a little bit scared about this third base being so low on health. I'd love it if she just put 1 or 2 transfuses on just to make sure. But I think she's a pretty good spot here. This has started out pretty well for her. As we see now, Time is going to move out onto the map with these couple of medevacs, and yeah, just a couple of medevacs and Marines with 1-1 stim about to finish. So first little push of the game really from Time after that early aggression. How is this going to go for him? He's already taken the watchtower. He's got the siege tank in that watchtower, kind of in the bushes there. Scarlett as well going to have 1-1 against missile upgrades because we're seeing a Roach Ravager play style. She has got the Infestation Pit now, right? Yes, so we might see a melee upgrade behind this and more Carapace upgrades. That's how she's played earlier. She's also played kind of staying on Roach Ravager Infested for a while longer, so we'll see what she's fancying playing here this time around. She will just clean out these rocks, give herself a little bit more mobility between her natural and the third bases. Well, here we go. Marine's starting to stay main. Queen going to be protected. Nice transfuse. Keeps it alive. And we'll see Time just backing away. No real progress made just there. Just a little bit of damage done. Forces a transfuse. That's about it. A couple of extra racks being added on. Those extra racks coming in into play as we see the 4th base also being added in now as well. So 4th hatchery coming in up to the north, and I'm just going to see a couple of creep tumors going to land and actually take that Widow Mine down. And it's Time. Just looking to see what he can do here. Just looking to see if he can try and get rid of this hatchery. And if he can deny the 4th, that'd be pretty nice. He's not really got anything else around the map apart from this drop in the main. So how is this going to go? He's actually lost 1 medevac already. Scarlett targeting that other medevac too. It's going to go down to the Spore Crawler. Well, that's not ideal. He does kill the 4th base, which is nice, but losing the medevacs on this main base drop, he could have got so much more done with this. We actually see that Widow Mine there in the middle line. In fact, 2 Widow Mines here are going to be a little bit of a nuisance. Love that, though. The Widow Mine unable to decide what it wants to go on as it keeps moving. As we're going to see 1 drone going down. Roaches will clean this up. This drop continues to move down the right-hand side, but Time denies the 4th base. Doing a ton of damage here. Goes off a Ravager, picks up, gets out of there again. 2 upgrades, a little bit ahead for Scarlett, though, and that's something which she might try and utilize in this game. Interesting that she tried to take this base up here rather than this base down there. I mean, there's always a choice of 4th bases, and I guess what Scarlett says is, well, I kind of would rather run the distance around towards this 4th base than deal with this high ground position you can set up on my 4th base if I take it to the south. So it's kind of a little bit of a trade-off, and it's one of the things I think makes Frost such a cool map, the fact that the 3rd base, the 4th base, you can take any of them, you know, there's a bunch of different 3rd and 4th bases you can take, and so which one do you want to end up taking? That's gotta, it's kind of the question. Roaches, Ravagers joining together here. We're going to see these Marines from Time just going to be coming down the right-hand side of the map, and again, just sort of having a little bit of a setup to see what's going to be going on, stimming forwards, and well, just going to have to lift him back away again. We'll see a few changes just in the center of the map, and again, it's 2-2 about a kick for Scarlett, but she doesn't have a 4th base still, so I wonder if she just turns this into a very aggressive, like, 3-base timing with this 2-2 and just goes across the map and attacks now. Because she's maxed out. I mean, she doesn't have anything to really wait for. The only negative about attacking, of course, she walks into the defensive Terran players, kind of tanks and so on. Maybe she leaves herself open to a couple of drops. I think Time's a little bit confused. He's like, where is the 4th base? I mean, there's not one here, there's not one up here. He's probably feeling pretty good right now. No 4th base on the Zerg, and we'll see Scarlett also looking for, not necessarily a 4th base, but looking for a bit of an attack around the side here. And as we see her just continue to defend, deflect. I mean, these medevacs and these drops not really being much of a threat just yet. And we'll see another 4th base now queued up, ready to go, and that's where them 2 medevacs appear. Will start to be a bit more of a nuisance. I love the fact these roaches are just waiting until she knows that this army has moved out, so that she can definitely get damage done when she moves on in. As we see again, the Roach Ravager Infested joining up here together in the center, splitting up a little bit, and well, is she gonna go for it? They see fungal growths available, big fungals towards the front. Catching a lot of that bio. Ravagers, another fungal to the south side. Going to get another group of Crows and Battles and one more fungal. And all this fungling and backing away so that the fungal units aren't necessarily in range to keep on fighting themselves. And that's a really nice little piece of micro that Scarlett's putting in here. She can't attack with these roaches at the same time. And they're going to start getting some good damage done as well. So Scarlett, just in general, looking very good right now. In game number 3 of this series, we are going to be seeing her with a 50 supply lead. And, I mean, she's still doing damage over here as well. SCVs are falling it. Marines are still going down. These roaches still standing strong. Another Marine and a Marauder just stimming there. We're just going to be seeing Time just backing away over to the left-hand side. And this Roach Ravager Infestor Force from Scarlett just moving into the center. Once again, we're going to see a couple of battles going down. Tank already killed off before them battles dropped. They're going to move forwards now. Going to get those Liberators with some battles as well, of course. Only 2 Liberators, not that scary for all this amount of units. And honestly, Scarlett just has so much. She keeps on pushing through. She takes the Watchtower now. And does she keep on attacking forwards? We see Time has taken his main base, floated it over as the 4th base now. We're just going to be seeing the Roaches, Ravagers. They're going to go straight down towards this. Going to look for a few SCV kills at least. And she can also kind of keep this army pinned back because she's got Concave, she's got Biles as well. Got a couple of Infestors ready to go with more Fungal Growths, and that's going to be landing once again here as Scarlett attacks on in. Big Fungal, and that might just be the end of the game right now, as Scarlett just has so much. GG is called by Time, and Scarlett is going to finish in 3rd place in the Douyu Star Masters monthly number 4. She takes home 200.